Good afternoon, everyone. Today, we're going to continue our discussion on a very important package, which is Quantmod. Okay, Quantmod stands for quantitative modeling in financial modeling in R. But before we do that, so let me ask you to create a new R project. So if you recall, let me close this. If you recall, I asked you to create a folder where we're going to save the files that we were working on. Let me just adjust this a bit. Let me delete this. All right. So what I did last time was to create this folder, Finlyts master, and inside this folder, I'm going to save my R projects, the projects that we're going to use in this class. Okay, when you say R projects, we mean a set of it's a folder that contains your RMD file, your R file, your data file, uh, any HTML file that will be generated because of rendering your document, uh, any file that may be uh, generated because you needed the document, it will be automatically saved in your R project. Okay, so here, I'm going to create a new project, and that project I'm going to call Quantmod, okay, because that's our lesson for today. So how do you do that? I'm going to open our project now, and as I do that kindly do so also. So we create a new project for our subject. Okay, so you notice that it opens an instance of our studio here, and I'm going to create a project out of this file, new project. Okay, and I'm going to create a new directory, new project, and I'm going to name the directory number 2 Quantmod, because there's a number 1 there already. And in my case, it will be housed in this folder 0 Finlyts master. If you don't have it, if it does not automatically point to this folder in your case, just go to browse and find the folder where you want it to be saved. It's under my desktop, and then here, Finlyts master. I'm going to click this, but not open it. I'm not going to open it. Just click to the location of the folder where I want the project to be saved. Here it says that it's in 0 Finlyts master, and then I'm going to open this one. And then if you can see this, this is the location that I want. And then I just click this, open a new session, okay, and then create the project. Okay, so what will happen now is that this will open a new project, and it can be seen in this upper left and upper right. Right, so here I go. Okay, this is now my Quantmod R Studio. And it can be seen here that this is to Quantmod, and if I click this, there are other projects here. Okay, and this is the one that I number 2, this one, 2 Quantmod. This is the one I'm opening. Okay, and you can see that this is our project inside that folder. If I open the folder that where I saved the project, you can see it here. This is 2 Quantmod. Inside this one is the project 2 Quantmod. Okay, and I'm going to save this file, this RMD file. You don't have this RMD file. I'm not going to share this with you. What I'm going to do is to ask you to open an RMD file as you work with me. Okay, so open this, and then I can see this one. Okay, I already opened this project. It's already here. You can see here, to Quantmod R Studio. I'm going to close this other one, the original, the first R Studio I opened. I don't need that. Okay, but if I don't get confused with so many R Studios open. All right, so this is the file that I'm going to work on. Now, in your case, kindly open a new RMD file. And in case you forgot how to open a new RMD file, go here, because it has an R script here, we don't need an R script. What we're going to use is an RMD file here, and then R markdown, okay? And then you may name it any way you want, say quant mode fundamentals or introduction to quant mode. Then okay, HTML file, that's okay, document file, HTML file. And the date, you can use the current date when rendering document. So this is our sys date. Okay. If I click OK, then it will open a new instance of RMD file, okay, which is the default. Just delete, unhide the outline, and then kindly please delete this default text that comes with it. Okay. And I'll just delete this. May delete this R script that's opened when you open an RMD project. Okay. And then later on, as we continue, please save. Okay, you can save this as, okay, how will you save this? Okay, file, save as, and then automatically it will save in the R project that you created, and then you just name it whatever you want. Okay, you can do that now. Okay, you can of course save it as quant mode introduction to quant mode or whatever. Okay, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to cancel it because I already have this document. Okay, so I'm going to click this and open this quant mode RMD file. I'm going to delete this. Okay, don't save the one that I created a while ago. Okay. All right, so that takes care of the things that we need to do first before we formally start our discussion. Okay. Of course, you'll have a different file because mine I have already written on this RMD file, which I'm going to discuss with you. And here you'll be having R sys.date, right? Okay, let me pause for a while and may I ask you to please chat in the chat box if you're ready. You're ready to go. You're good to go. And chat in the chat box if you have this RMD file already, which we're going to use in our discussion today. Thank you, Jania. Okay, let's wait for the others. Carl, thank you. Thank you, Gina. Okay, so keep it coming, class. Right. Okay, so let's start now. Okay, let's have a review first of how we install packages. As you know, we have discussed before that packages are a collection of codes, a collection of functions that was contributed by the author with the intention of sharing the functions that may be used by others. Okay, so currently there are more than 20,000 packages that are available in R. And these packages come in different forms and sizes. It comes as contributions to various fields, body of knowledge. So there are packages that are very useful for psychology, some are useful for sociology, some are useful for the other social sciences, and some are useful for uh, mathematics, for physics, for chemistry. Some are useful for finance. Okay, and one example of that is quant mode. Okay, I think we have loaded quant mode installed Quantmod before. So why don't we check? You go to packages and then right here, Quantmod, and kindly tell me please if Quantmod appears in the list of packages that you have in your computers. If you were here last time and if you were able to load it, then I would expect your answer to be yes. Kindly check if you have already installed Quantmod. Okay, thank you, Sophia. So how about the others? Okay, good. Thank you, Carl. Okay, anyone who hasn't loaded installed Quantmod? Okay. And again, may I request, please, your participation by answering the question. We are here, we are 26 all in all. And so far, I've gotten just 5 or 6 responses. I would appreciate you answering that question, please. Do you have Quantmod loaded or installed in your computer? Okay, thank you. So let's wait for the others to check if they have Quantmod. How do you check? If you have already Quantmod installed in your computer, go here, packages, and then type here in the search button, search space here, Quantmod. Okay, so as to the question whether Quantmod is already loaded, I'm sure that your answer is no. How do I know that? It's not clicked here. Okay, we have not, if I click this one, class, we have not run a code that makes Quantmod available to us at this moment. If I click this one, notice that it will now load Quantmod by looking at the uh, console, and the code that's equivalent to clicking this one, the code that's equivalent to that is library Quantmod. And you see that when we load Quantmod, there are other packages that come loaded with it. So automatically, it loads this object called XTS. It loads Zoo. It loads another package called PTR. So these are the packages that come loaded when you load Quantmod. So clicking this is equivalent to library Quantmod. If I unclick this, then it will detach. See this? Detach package Quantmod unload is equal to true. So which means that we cannot make use of Quantmod again. Okay, so let's do that. Okay, so let's just click this class. Clicking this, you'll see that it brings us to this information about, you're now in help, information about this package. It's quantitative financial modeling framework, so Quantmod. And if you take a look at the description file, okay, so description file, quantitative financial modeling framework, okay, the version now is 0.4.26, and the authors are, you have Jeffrey Ryan, who's the main author, okay, and Joshua Ulrich. These are very known names as far as creators of packages for financial modeling are concerned. Okay, so we have others here who are contributors to this package. So apparently there are many but the main author is Jeffrey Ryan, sorry. Joshua Ulrich is another contributor. Right? So this depends on R version 3.2. So you should have an R version that's higher than 3.2. Otherwise, this will not work. So it also has a dependency on XTS, Zoo, and TTR. This is what I mentioned a while ago. So if you install this package, these other packages will will come installed with it. So you can see here the dependencies, okay, which means that Quantmod will not work if XTS, Zoo, and TTR are not installed also. they have to be installed because there are some functionalities of Quantmod that depend or that are used uh, that uses XTS, zoo, and TTR. Okay, so description, it's used to specify, build, trade, and analyze quantitative financial trading strategies. Right? Then what else do we have here? What other information? Okay. Um, so author is Jeffrey Ryan. I don't see, I can't see when this was initially published. I don't think that it's 2024, February 14. Okay, because I've used this even last year, last 2 years ago. Uh, so I'm not sure what this means. Okay, but R 4.3.3, but R has, my R is, I'm only, I have only installed 4.3.3. Okay, there's already a 4.4, so I need to upgrade my R. But anyway, so these are information about the package itself. And if I click previous topic, it goes back here, and it gives us information about the functionalities that come with the package. In fact, you can click here and here there's an example here, and you can run this demo. Okay. What's important for us now is take a look at this. So there's this function called get symbols. Okay, this one. And there are many different types of get symbols. Have get symbols lookup, get symbols that alpha vantage, get symbols that Bloomberg, that Fred, that MySQL, etc. That Wanda. So we're going to look into this afternoon. Now this function, for example, get symbols. If I click this one, okay, it will tell us that this is to use to load and manage data from multiple sources. So you can currently the source methods available are Yahoo. Now Google has already been defunct, so we can't anymore get uh, data from Google. MySQL, Fred, Wanda. Okay, so these are the main sources of data repositories that you can load data. Okay, data is loaded silently without user assignment by default. Okay, we'll understand that later. And this is the syntax of using get symbols. Okay, we will study this in greater detail later, but for now, let's just understand that to use this symbol, use this function get symbols, and then you have to know the symbols. Okay, so it depends on the source of data, whether it's Fred or Wanda. Okay, let's start first with an example. My intention here is, okay, so packages here, and then Quantmod has not been loaded. So I just want to illustrate, for example, get symbols here. And then I'm going to use, let's say, Apple. So I'm asking R, sorry, to load the data from Apple. Now get symbols is from Quantmod. So will this run? Okay, so try to run it in the console class and tell me if it runs. What are you getting? What error? Are you getting an error message, or I'm assuming that you haven't installed or you haven't loaded. It's already installed, but not yet loaded or required. Okay, so feedback, please. What did you get? Get symbols, open and close parentheses, and then Apple under quotes, either single or double quotes, but it has to have quotes. Hello, class. Hello. What are you getting, please? So error. Thank you, Claire. How about the others? Are you able to download Apple data? So let me wait for the others' response. Only 3 students so far has responded. You are 27 all in all. So that's 1 out of 9. So that's 0.11% lang. 11%. Okay, thank you. I hope to get more feedback from the rest of the class. Okay, error. You know why it's an error, class? It's an error because Excel does not recognize this, get symbols. Why does Excel not recognize this? Quantmod has already been installed. Yes, it has already been installed, but it's not yet loaded. So you have to load this by using library. Okay, so we'll go back to this later. All right. So how do we install packages? It's like Quantmod. We install packages. There are many ways. Let's start with the first basic way. Control-Alt-I to create a code chunk. Okay, we use the function install.packages. Okay, now could you kindly check in your packages if you have AER? AER. Please type yes or no, please, if you have AER installed in your computers. No, thank you. No, no, okay, none, good. All right, that's good because we're going to load now AER. Okay, so you know the drill, class. When you install a package, you just use the install that packages and then put quotes there, either single or double quotes, and then type the name. Okay, now R is very sensitive to spelling. So if I use this, try using small a and then ER. Okay, and then it will generate an error term because the spelling is wrong. Unless there's a package called this one, which I doubt. Walang package yata na A, small a, and then ER. Okay, so you have to make sure that the spelling is correct and make it capital A. Okay, capital AER. And then if we run this, and if we check, now tell me if you run installed packages, if you run this, okay, will it now appear in your packages? The list of your packages. So I'll wait for your response. If indeed the package was installed by using install.packages. Okay, quick answers, please. Done. Okay, so it should be here, right? Okay, good. How about the others? Kindly confirm. Okay, good. Good. Now I have to ask you if you're able to follow. And one of the ways by which I'm able to do that is to ask that question. Okay. I don't want to be sounding like uh, a galloping horse here very fast in discussing the code, and then you're left behind. Sometimes students are quite ashamed to ask questions. I hope it's not in this class. So please, if you have any questions, if you have any concerns, please don't hesitate to ask the question, because that question could be the question also of your classmate. And if not, then we still learn from that experience. Okay, good. So it's already there. So AER, and how do we make sure that the AER is applied econometrics with R, and there are data sets that come with this, plenty of data sets. So you can you can access the data sets that come with this by clicking this one. So this automatically equal to library, or type it here, library or required. All right. So that's one way of installing packages. Another way is you go to packages and then here install. Okay. So here install, and then if it's available, if it's archived in CRAN, then it may be installed. Let's check. Okay. So let me cancel this. Let's check if you have Broom. And kindly check if you have Broom, class. So this is used for convert statistical objects into tidy tables. Kindly check if you have Broom, and then kindly chat, please. We're just going through the exercise. Okay, yes, it means that when a package is already there, it means that it comes pre-packaged already, unless we install this before. I'm not sure. But how about, let's see, dplyr. Just choose another dplyr. If you were my student before, most probably it's already installed. But if not, so kindly chat please. If dplyr is already installed. Yes pa rin. Okay, sige. Mukhang na-install natin to dati, no? Alright, so let's definitely ito. If you're my student last term, then na-install nyo na to, no? Pero otherwise, for the others, RU Garch, okay? Kindly check RU Garch if it's already installed. Most probably, since most of you are new students of mine. Okay, good, no. Alright, so no. RU Garch is another package used in finance. It is univariate Garch model, so this is used for time series analysis. Okay, so let's load RU Garch by using this install R packages. Okay, I'm going to kindly type here RU Garch. Okay, RU Garch, and then the library is usually defaulted into your local R. Okay, and then click here install dependencies, and then please click install. I won't install it anymore because I have already installed it. So please click install and tell me if RU Guards now appears in your packages. If it appears, is it loaded, automatically loaded? So feedback again, please. Were you able to install RU Guards, R univariate guards, and there's this other one, RM guards. Okay, thank you. Okay. Now the question is, it's here, but is it loaded? Is it automatically loaded when you use this install packages? Yes or no? Is it checked already? No. Okay, good. So it's not. So using this install packages, and by the way, what's the code for that? Are you let me run that also. RU guards, and then if I click this install, it will appear here in my console. So this is the function. Okay, this one. Install that packages RU guards. So clicking this one is just the same as writing install that packages in your script window. Okay. All right. Let's not load this because we're not going to use that now. Okay. So that's another way. Go here, install. I'm just showing you several ways to install it. Also, we can make use of another package to install other packages. So there's this package called Pacman. Kindly check if you have Pacman. That's Pacman. Okay, and then kindly chat please if you have Pacman. You know, good. All right. So we're going to install this. Okay. Now, what's Pacman? Before we install Pacman, let's try to see what this package does. The version is 0.5.1. Maybe there's a later version. Okay. You can click this to update. For example, if I click this and update, it will update because it might have a later version. But that's not our concern now. What I want is if we click this Pacman, it will tell us what this package is all about. So it's documentation for package version. Okay. And there's this function called pload. Okay. This one, p_load. So if I click this pload, then this is a wrapper for library and required. So it's just equivalent to library or required. So not only that, if you're trying to uh, load a package, and if it's not there in your library, then Pacman will install it first, get it from CRAN, and then automatically load it at the same time. Okay, so this is what it does, this p underscore load. All right, so let's load back, let's load, okay, how do we load Pacman? So let's use another method. Let's not use this. Okay, let's create a function. Okay, Control Alt I. So we're going to load Pacman, and then I'm going to use this. Okay, I'm not going to share this with you. I want you to write it on your own for practice purposes. Control C. Okay. Take a look at this. Control V. So this is another way to load a package, right? Let's discuss how this goes. I want you to copy it. Okay, copy it first, class, and then we'll discuss it. I'm going to give you a few seconds to copy it. So create a code chunk. Then I'm going to change this. Pacman, Pacman, and then Pacman. When you're done copying, don't run it first. We'll run it together. So we are loading, we're installing Pacman. In your case, you don't have it here. Okay. So this should not appear in your library, in your packages. But when you're done with this, when you're done writing it, kindly chat, please. And then let's see what this function does. So this tells us that you can create your own function in R. You can give this a name and create a function out of it. Okay, I'm going to expand on this a bit later. So this is loading, installing, and loading a package. So are you done? Kindly chat, please. If you have copied it, waiting for your feedback so that I may continue. Okay. So thank you. Thank you. Let's wait for the others. Few more seconds for the others to catch up. Okay. Great. Thank you. So a few more seconds. Okay. Okay. I hope the others are also able to follow. It's good. Okay. Thank you for that. Okay. So many of you responded. Maraming salamat. Okay. Let's take a look at this. So this function is it's an if statement. It's an if then statement. It says here, if, okay, require daw muna. You know what require means? Require is similar to library. You could have used library also. It's the same. Require or library are the same. So if require Pacman, no, you can only require Pacman. You can only load Pacman if it's available already in your packages. Okay. So if it's not available, and that's accounted for the exclamation point here. Exclamation point is not. Okay. If we cannot require Pacman, which means if it's not available, then you install it here. Install the packages, and then you recall if we use installed packages, there has to be a quotes. For require or library, no need to put quotes. Okay. And then after installing, okay, and then library or require. So first it checks if you can already load the package. And again, we said that if it can only be loaded if it's already installed. Otherwise, this one will take care of it. If it's not, we can't require it because it's not available, then we go to install. And then after installing it, then library. Okay, so let's try this. Let's run this code chunk, this function. Okay, although we didn't give it a name. So this code, let's run this. Okay, and when you run this, I won't run it because I have it here. Tell me what happened. Go to your packages, type Pacman and see if there's Pacman there, and try to see if it has already been required, because here it includes library. So please tell me if there's now Pacman with a check mark. Yeah, waiting for your response. Okay. Okay, Carlo says may check mark. Tama ba to, Carlo? With check mark. When you give your response, kindly share it with everybody, class. Na DL po. Ano to? Sorry, can't get your comment. Na download yung Pacman with check mark. Good. Thank you, Carlo. Okay, let's wait for the others to give their feedback, their comments. What I expect is that Pacman was loaded and then naka-check siya. And then if you check the console, dalawa yun, no? Lalabas na ando dun yung require at saka ando dun yung install at saka require. Okay, good. Thank you, Lisa. Okay, Claire, thank you. Katrina, thank you. Okay, let's give your classmates a few more seconds to follow. Okay, how about the others? I saw only about five responses. What happened to the other 20 students? Okay, good. Yeah. Thank you so much, class. Uh, I keep on insisting that you respond because I'd like to know if you're encountering problems. So do not let the opportunity pass for you to ask a question if you encounter some difficulties or some problems. Okay, this is a safe space. We always recognize that we, of course, face challenges as far as coding is concerned. So we may or may not have the answers. Hopefully, we have the answers. But in case we don't have the answers, maybe we can point the right direction to address that. Okay, so you should have already Pacman should have been already installed, like this one. Let me unclick this. So if I run this, okay, let me run this. Then this code that I run would have been written in the console there, no? It would have been there, and then delete this. It's getting in the way. So this one, okay. So loading required package Pacman, okay. So loading, it means that it's loading already because it has already been installed here. Okay. So now our Pacman should have been checked already. So let's uncheck that first, and then let's try another way to load a package. Okay. So we have learned that you can use a function like this in order to load a package, or we can make use of a function called in Pacman. So just make sure that this is unchecked, and let's load p load. Okay, let's load. Let's see, portfolio analytics. Portfolio analytics. Okay, load pload portfolio analytics. Now take note of our case. Pacman is not checked. Okay, so we installed Pacman using this function, and we uncheck this, okay, to make sure that it is not available. Now, what happens if you make use of the pload function in Pacman? We know that pload comes from Pacman. Will this run? Okay, kindly check, please. Run it, please, and give your comments. If it run, nag-run ba tong p underscore load na to? Okay, thank you. Error, no. Okay, good. Yeah, that's correct. It returns no, it returns error. Why? Because R does not recognize this payload. Why? Because Pacman is not installed. It's not loaded. Now, if there are other packages where you have payload, then this might have run. If you have loaded a particular package, and that package also has this function payload, then it would have run. R would have defaulted to that package with this one. Okay. Now, is it possible to load this, to run this without loading Pacman? Yes. What we can do is to put the namespace here, Pacman, and double colon there. Now, what is this doing? It's telling us, it's informing R, okay, use this payload that's coming from Pacman. Okay, since Pacman is already installed, although not yet loaded, then it will be able to read this. Okay, so that's what will happen. Okay, try it now. Okay, and see if well, I hope Portfolio Analytics is not loaded, but if it is, if it's installed, then it's not yet loaded. So you should check your Portfolio Analytics. You should have now Portfolio Analytics, and you should have that loaded also, because that's what the pload function does. Okay, tell me please. Portfolio Analytics, using that with a payload with Pacman as a namespace. Okay, I'll wait for your comments. When we ran this a while ago, it, it returned an error message. How about including this namespace here, Pacman, then double colons here. Okay, what's the result, class? Feedback, please. Okay, installed. And is it only installed? Clear, David? Is it only installed or is it also loaded? So check your packages, check Portfolio Analytics, and then check if it's there. Okay, and if it's checked, loaded. Thank you. So it's not only installed, it's also loaded. Okay. Yeah, loaded. Thank you. All right, good. Good. I hope you got that, class. So this is already loaded, Portfolio Analytics. How about Pacman? When you use this, was it loaded also? So is Pacman loaded now? Okay. Waiting for your response, class. Keep your responses coming. I only have one response now. That would be the day if I got 25 responses. It means that every one of you is here. Some, unfortunately, some just have their attendance checked and then they leave. Yun ang sad reality kasi hindi natin nakikita. No? And that explains why I ask questions and then I get not so many responses. How about the others, class? Isa pa lang response ko. Okay. So na-load ba si Pacman when we use this? No, class. This was meant to load Portfolio Analytics. And we were able to use this despite the fact that Pacman is not loaded because of putting the namespace here. Okay, so what's the lesson here? Even if a particular package is not loaded, okay, or even if a particular package, if a particular function that comes from a particular package is not, and that package is not loaded, you can still use the function coming from that package by affixing the namespace, the name of the package. So Pacman, double colon, and then payload. So this will run. Okay. All right. So it's still not loaded. Okay. So, okay. And another way, lastly, is how about if you have several, let's say, several packages. This one, okay, let's write a code if we're going to use several packages. Okay, let's see. Uh, kindly see if you have E1071. Okay, that's a package. Miscellaneous functions of the Department of Statistics Probability Theory Group, formerly capital E1071. Okay, kindly see if you have this, and also if you have FF3s. FF3s, this one. Capital F, capital F, capital T. Trees. Okay, this is for machine learning. Okay, decision trees. Okay, most probably you don't have those two packages. Okay, we're going to load those two packages using a method which is similar to this one. Okay, so let me create this one, Control Alt I. Okay, once again, I'll require you to write it on your own. I'm not going to share it for the purposes of you. Okay, this one. Okay, so I'm going to request you to write it first, Control C, and then we discuss the code when you have written it, Control V. Okay, let me just Control X, Control V. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we are delete E1071. So you can, of course, name several packages at the same time. And this is, let's close this with FF3s. We're choosing these packages because you don't have it yet. All right. And then, so copy the function first. Okay. And then I discuss. It's quite long. So you first copy this. And there's another one below it. So I'll flash it when you're ready. So this is the first one. We create a package. We create an object. Okay. You can name it any way you want. I'm naming it here packages. You can give it another name. Okay. So this one creates an object called packages. And this name we're going to use in the function here. So we're creating a function. Okay. I'll wait for you, class, to chat yes if you're done with this part. And then what I'm going to do is share the next one, say another line of code which we need. Don't run it yet. Don't run it yet, please. Okay, so this is the complete function that we're creating in order to load, uh, install, and load packages. In this case, we identified first the packages that we need to install and load, E1071 and FF3s. Okay, so after identifying this, okay, this object will now figure here in this code chunk. It's similar to what we did a while ago for a single package. Yeah, for single package. But here we're naming this one. You can actually use this for the for only one for only one package. So just name the packages as just one. Okay. Okay. So install and load. Now take note. This is now the name of the package that we're going to create. Okay. I'm sorry, function, not package. Install and load. Okay. And then the function, and then packages, which means that we have to provide this, whatever this packages is. Okay, so here for package in packages. So what does this mean? It will loop through packages. So one by one, if there are 10 packages here, then it will go through each of the package, okay, in packages. So one at a time. What will it do? For package in package, this is the same as what we did a while ago. Okay, if and then require package, which means load the package. So and then we defined it that this one character only. Okay, character only is equal to true. So it will just get this. Okay, just get this, and not necessarily the quotation. Okay, and then if it cannot be required, then install the package, install the packages, and then the package library package. So here we have the instance of the package, which is for package in the packages. So it will loop through these packages and one by one. All right. So can these be used for 10 packages? Yes. 20 packages? Yes. This function is generic. Okay. And it will depend on uh, whatever is found inside these packages, which we define first here. Okay. And then lastly, then we use the function. So it's here install and load, and then we identify packages, which is this one. Okay, so kindly run everything here because this is jointed. Okay, run everything and let's try to see what happens. A while ago, you told me that there was no FF3s and there was no E1071. So I'll wait for your response and tell me if you were able to and install and load these packages. In our case, it's only two. I'll wait for your response. Again. Okay, so thank you for your feedback. And okay, we have here an error, Carl. So sige, let me stop recording, stop share. Carl, could you share your screen, please? Let's try to see what the error was.
Yes.
Okay, okay, let's see, ha? So, help me class, no? Tingnan natin kung madi-decipher natin yung ano dito ni Carl. Packages, okay? Concatenate E1071 and FF3s. Install and load function packages. For package in packages, okay? If, okay, require package, comma, character that only is equal to true, okay? Uh, parentheses, install that packages in package, library package, character that only is equal to true. Okay. One, two. Okay. Kindly see class if there's something wrong here. Which one? Anong caps? Ano naka-caps? May naka-caps ba? Oo, yan. Thank you, Robert, na. Okay. Now that's a good lesson, no? Okay. I saw that, no? Pero I wanted you to see it, no? So, di ba yung true class, if you watch the video on data structures, yung true, special character yan. So, ang true, either capital T lang or capitalize everything yung true. Okay? Capital dapat lahat. No? Lahat ng letters. Hindi, error pa rin yan. So, either you just, yan, tinan nyo nag-iba yung kulay, no? Either you just, for that, isang kulay lang gawin, isang letter lang gamitin mo dyan, card. Just T. Isa lang. Hindi, dun sa isa. Yan,
Like
tinan mo
that.
Yan, either true, capital lahat, or T, isa lang yung ano. Okay? So, thank you, Robert. So, Robert pointed out that yung true, dapat capitalize yan. Kasi, if you just type small t, hindi yan mare-recognize na logical value. Sige, run this now. Run mo na siya. Okay, nag-run na yan. Green na lahat, no? So that's good.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Now, that's the reason, class, why I would let you ask questions. Thank you, Carlo, for your question. Kasi, kung hindi tinanong ni Carlo to, then hindi din mapapansin ng iba. Hindi rin makakasagot si Robert, no? So, it's really connected. That's why I would encourage you to ask questions. Now, in some instances, we might not be able to answer the question, but we can at least point out to what possibly we can do. Okay? Okay, good. This is a very good exercise for us. All right. So, of course, if you compare class, if you compare the facility, okay, I would say si Pacman talagang pinakamadali, no? Kasi ito lang eh, Pacman, no? Payload and then just identify the packages that you want installed and loaded. So ganun lang kasimple. But of course, it does not hurt us to know this, no? Kasi coding 'yan eh, 'di ba? So we're creating this. By the way, no? By the way, if you look at, okay, I'll run this, no? I'll run this. So I run this and nag-install din siya sa akin and check na tong FF3s ko pag natapos. And something happened, class. Something happened. Okay, nag-check na rin FF3s ko and then nag-check na rin yung E71 ko niyan, E1071. If I access our environment here, okay, lakihan ko lang sa environment. Okay, nagkaroon ng panibagong entry dito. Take a look at this. It's functions. Okay, so if you have data, let's say data frame, lalabas dito data. If you have vectors, lalabas dito values. If you have function, it will be a separate object, no? Function. If I click this, okay, you now have the defined function that we created, that one. Okay. Now, will this be made available? Let's say I open a new R Markdown here. R Markdown. Okay, I'll open ako. Tapos, okay, so ito nagbukas na siya, no? Bagong R Markdown. Okay. And then, okay, let me delete this. So mag-open ako ng Control Alt I. Okay, and then let me define packages, Alt minus. And then my packages include example lang, no? RM guards. Okay, yung hindi available sa inyo. Let's try RM guards. Okay, what else? Let's see here. Para sabay-sabay natin gawin. Packages and then ano ba sa time series? Okay. Dito TS dynamic. Let's see, TS dynamic, time series dynamic, or tidy quant na lang, plus tidy quant. Gagamitin kasi natin itong tidy quant na to. Okay. So, what am I doing? I'm creating another object called packages. And then, di ba meron tayong function na ginawa? Ito. This one. Here, install. Di ba ito? Install and load. Yun ang pangalan ng function na to. And I'm going to use it here. So, in this R session, I'm going to use install. Okay. And yan, di ba? Nakikita nyo, it's available in the global environment. No? Ibig sabihin sa lahat ng mga, in this R session, tab, okay? And then packages. Okay, now, I'm using the function that we created. And then, remember kasi yung function and then packages, kailangan naka-define yung parameter na packages. So kindly run this class and see what happens. Na-load ba si RM guards at saka si tidy quant? Na-install ba siya at saka na-load? Wait for your feedback, please. Okay, feedback, please. Did it run, class? Error. Okay, bakit nag-error? Di ba ginawa natin dito yan, no? Install and load. Okay, all right. So we created a new object here, packages. Yung packages natin, si RM guards na at saka si tidyquant. So if we run this, okay, so error. Okay, bakit siya error, class? Kitang-kita, class, dito. Ano yung mali dito? Syntax error to. And then it gives us in packages and then this one. So what's wrong here, class? Yes, thank you. Thank you, Mark, no? So deliberately, class, inano ko sinadya ko to, no? So, kasi dapat may C tayo dito. Okay? Hindi mare-recognize to, class, kung walang C. Combined dapat yan, eh. Okay, if you compare this with the first one that we did, diba? Ayan, no? May C tayo dyan, no? Okay, so don't forget that. Those are little details, pero it will really spell the difference between a wrong and a right code. Okay na to. All right? Okay. Okay, good. So in this R session, you can make use of this, yung install and load na to. Okay, but if you open another R project, hindi na siya maglo-load, no? Kailangan i-load mo siya doon. Okay, so this is how packages are done. So collection yan ng mga different functions. Okay, so they create a package by creating several functions. Tapos they submit it to CRAN if they want it to be used by others. Okay, and then CRAN vets it. If it's okay, then it's archived and it's made public. Okay. All right. So let's go back to our lesson here. Let me check. Okay. Good. Okay. Let's now go to our. Okay. So this FF3. So we're going to use this when we go to machine learning, in the future. Okay. All right. So let me share this a few notes with you for the get symbols. So see. Okay. Kindly copy that. Paste it to your R file. Let me just delete this. Okay. Okay, let me now continue our discussion on the use of Quantmod. Quantmod, as we said, is a very important package. It's a quantitative financial modeling package. So one of the most important function there is get symbols. So it allows us to interface with other sources like Yahoo, with Fred, with Wanda, etc. And we're able to download data from those sources. Okay, it's extensible, and the when you use get symbols, it will store data. It will load data as an XTS object. We'll discuss what XTS object means. Okay, and there are two ways to do this. we can import the data via normal function, or we can just like a load function in R. Okay, but we'll discuss that later on. Okay, so let's start with this one. Let's try. Please create a code chunk, and then use this get symbols Baba. This is Alibaba, and then source is equal to Google. Okay, notice that what we showed a while ago, there are other functions that come with get symbols when we're not putting it here. If you don't put it here, it's okay because it will default to, it will use the default. Okay, now tell me please what happens when we run this. So just go to this line anywhere here and then control enter. Does this run? Itong get symbols Baba. Baba is a ticker symbol for Alibaba, and then source is equal to Google. Will it run? Plus, waiting for your chat. Okay, error. Thank you. So error, no? Sabi ni Carlo, error siya. How about the rest? Nag-run ba siya? Let's see if it run in your case. Okay, error. Now what was the message? What was the message? Error because, let's see. Let's see, you share your answer. Bakit siya nag-error? Kasi there are different causes of error, no? If you recall, pwede siyang error kasi si Quantmod hindi pa naka-load. Let me go back here, Quantmod. So, naka-load na siya, no? So, kung naka-load na siya, pwede natin magamit yung get symbols. Otherwise, if I detach this, and if I run get symbols, then mag-error siya kasi hindi pa available si Quantmod. So, if I click that, okay? So, pwede natin gamitin si Quantmod, pwede kong gamitin get symbols. And then if I run this, it generates an error term which says that you cannot anymore download from Google. Okay, defunct na siya. Yeah, no? Since March 2018 pa. So, sayang, no? However, buti na lang, okay, buti na lang, hindi na yan default. So, if I remove that, okay, and if I now get symbols, okay, run get symbols, kindly tell me what happens, class? If you remove yung source, what happened to your get symbols function? Okay? So, sabi ni Carlo, nag-generate ng object na Baba. Okay? I hope it did. Yeah. Yes, thank you, Maxine. Yeah, that's correct. No? So, R accepted this. Why? Because now the default is source is equal to Yahoo. So, even if I type here source is equal to quotes, sorry, quotes Yahoo. Okay, this will work. It's the same as removing source is equal to Yahoo, because Yahoo is now the default source. So if I run this, or if I run this without source is equal to Yahoo, it will be the same. Control enter. Okay, it now generates this Baba. And if I go to the environment here, it now created an object called Baba. And you see that this object Baba is an XTS object. And then there are data here from 2014 up to 2024, 5/16, which is yesterday. So if I click this, which is just the same as, if I click this, it's the same as writing view. The function view Baba, it now prints it here. Okay, so this is now our object Baba. And you can see that it has 2,431 entries, 6 columns. Okay, so Baba.open, high, low, close. So when we use get symbols, it will it will download OHLC. What's OHLC? Open, high, low, close, plus volume, plus adjusted price. Okay, and this is Baba. Okay, so let's try another one. Okay, let's kindly use this QQQ. QQQ is an exchange traded fund. Okay, it mimics Standard and Poor's 500. yung benchmark ng US stocks. Okay, so let's run that, get symbols QQQ. And what happens if I run this, control enter? Once again, it generates this QQQ object, and QQQ, XTS object din siya. Now, there's a difference, no? Kasi ito 2007. Yung end date pareho lang, same. But the beginning date is different. So let's use another one, please. I'm going to write it here, get symbols, and then let me use Microsoft. Okay, capital MSFT, and then another one here, get symbols again, get symbols. Let's load tab uh, A APL. So this is Apple, and then another one, get symbols again, get symbols, and then codes. Not there. Codes Tesla, capital T. Okay, let's run this. This three. Microsoft, Apple, and Tesla. Okay, so I'm going to run this. Control Enter. Just highlight those three. And then Control Enter. And it will generate the three objects there. Okay, Microsoft, Apple, Tesla. And here you have Microsoft, Apple, Tesla. Okay, it automatically alphabetized it. And you can see that differing yung mga dates nila, no? Si Apple 2007, si Microsoft 2007, pareho kay QQQ 2007. Tesla has 2010. Baba has 2014. No? Try pa natin isa. No? How about, let me put here, si Meta, si Facebook. Get symbols. Okay. Codes Meta. Okay. Get symbols Meta, control enter, and Meta. So si Meta naman, 2012. Okay, what's the difference between this? Aside from the fact that what's the same with them is that they are all XS object. Okay. And if you click, for example, Apple, this one, view it. Okay, andun, no? Iba yung number of observations niya, 4373. This will be the same as QQQ kasi pareho silang date start at saka date end. Okay, what's similar about them all is that they're XS object, similar about the 6 columns, open, high, low, close, etc. And then what's different is that they all have different dates, start dates, but the same end dates. Okay, now what make them different? Bakit kaya mag-iba? Any guess, class? Bakit si Baba 20, why is it 2014? Why is Meta 2012? Why is Tesla 2010? And why are Apple, Meta, Apple, Microsoft, and QQQ all 2017? Any guess, class? Any guess why that is so? Ay, wala, 1 minute lang pala. Ako. I was thinking that our class is up to 6. Hanggang 5:45 lang pala. Okay, buti na check yung sarili ko. All right, they got loaded to ours starting from those days. Okay, thank you, Robert. Okay, but the answer is, kasi si Alibaba, hindi pa siya listed nung before this. So this was the day of the listing. So pag nung na-list na siya, wherever exchange that was, saka lang naging available yung data niya. So walang 2007, no? Si Meta, ganun din. Facebook, May yan. May of 2012. Ganun din si Tesla. Okay, so yun lang available. Now, ang question, bakit si Microsoft? 2007 ba na-listan? Hindi. Nag-default si R, no? Si R nag-default, ang linoload niya, 17 years plus yung months. So from 2007 hanggang 2013, that's 2023, I mean, that's 17 years. Okay? And then plus yung months pa na running up to the most recent na trading. Okay? So si Microsoft, hindi naman na-list siya na 2007. If we run Coke, for example, get symbols Coke, 2007 din yun. Eh, si Coke, ang tagal-tagal na niyan, di ba? Or si Ford, no? Ganun din. Pero nagdi-default siya ng 2007. But can we load data before 2007? Yes, of course. So we'll study that tomorrow, okay? Tomorrow I have this makeup class. You may or may not attend. Attendance will not be checked. But I'm going to continue with our discussion to already compensate for the missed class last Tuesday. All right. Uh, okay, so just one last class. It's almost time. I'm sorry. I just have to share this. No. So if you remember, there was this object pressure that we ran before our markdown. Yung pressure kasi it's a data set that comes preloaded with R. No? If we run this, ito yun, di ba? If you recall, yan, yung temperature at saka pressure niya. Okay, and then if I get the data, pressure, so that will be loaded. No? Maloload siya dito. Kasi nag-data tayo. If I click this, pupunta siya dito sa data. Yan, pressure. 19 observations of two variables. And if I get the structure of pressure, structure niya, okay. So if you watch already the data and data structures, ito siya, no? Data frame siya, 19 observations. So i-view ko siya, view, pressure. Okay, here. All right. What sets apart this pressure with Apple? Anong pagkaiba nila? Pressure is a data frame. Apple is an XTS object. And again, structure, AAPL. Kunin natin structure ni Apple. Ito, no? Here. So it's an XTS object. It's not a data frame. Ang data niya, double, 4,373 rows, 6 columns. Ting mga columns niya, index, date, time zone, universal time convention. So this is the old GMT. So what sets it apart from pressure? Take note of the index ito. Notice now that the index, okay, is a date. Ano, index, date. Samantalang ang index ni pressure is just numbers. So this sets aside an XTS object. So this makes an XTS object really very, let's say, very convenient to use. Kasi, you know, it's difficult to work with data, especially if the date is as a column here. Mahirap. With this, there is now more convenience. And as I said a while ago, POSIX city siya, it means that this can accommodate even hours and seconds. Minutes, hours, seconds. Okay? So, I hope you learned something today. May natutunan ba, please? Feedback ng konti.